guys, this is Barney, and in an effort to bring you a little bit more variety on this channel, I decided to upload a different game other than Bad Company 2, which in this case is Bad Company 1. Now, I'm a huge fan of this game, and I thought that it would be interesting for you guys to see what are the main differences between some of the older Battlefield games and Bad Company 2. So let's just quickly go through some of the more significant differences, like the classes, because instead of 4 classes you have 5 different classes in Bad Company 1. The first one is Assault, pretty straightforward, has assault rifles, 40mm grenades, hand grenades, and the Strange, which is called Life 2, and it lets you restore your health, because there is no automatic health regeneration in Bad Company 1. You can only self-heal if you're playing as an assault or a medic. And the second class is Demolition, has shotguns, no slugs, only bot shots, AT mines, and hand grenades, and the rocket launcher, of course. The third class is the Recon, has different sniper rifles, a binocular, which lets you to call in a guided missile onto an enemy vehicle, but it's not a very useful tool, because once you target an enemy vehicle they will get an alarm, and basically if they just simply start moving in one direction they can easily outrun the missile. So the only way you can make good use of this binocular is to target one enemy vehicle and then direct the missile onto another, which is obviously that vehicle won't get the alarm. The fourth class is the Specialist class, which is pretty similar to the Engineer in Bad Company 2. It has SMGs, C4, tracer darts, and hand grenades. And the last class is the Support, which is basically the Medic in Bad Company 2, has LMGs, and it also has mortar strikes, which look like a cell phone in this game. I wish I had one of these cell phones. And it also has a repair tool and of course mat pads. So it's pretty easy to tell that the Support class is probably the most versatile, because you can do a lot of damage to infantry with your LMG. You can also damage vehicles from close up with your repair tool, or take them out with mortar strikes from afar, and you can also get a ton of points for healing teammates. And therefore there are a lot of people running this class, but it's not overpowered, because the LMGs take a lot of bullets to kill someone. Even by standard it takes at least 2 or 3 times as many bullets to kill an enemy in Bad Company 1 than in Bad Company 2. So if you're fighting 2 or 3 enemies at once, there's no way you can take them out with an LMG in this game. It's pretty similar to Halo in this regard, because it takes a lot of bullets to kill someone. It has a very different feel to it than Bad Company 2, but I think you just have to get used to it, and basically most older Battlefield games were like this, so it was more of a team-oriented game and not so much about personal skill. But I think let's just get into a game, and I think I will be able to go through some of the other differences while we play a Rush game. Alright, so we're playing a game of Rush on Ascension, which is by a country mile my favorite map in the game. Although it is probably one of the smallest maps in the game, it only has 3 bases, and it's infantry only, because the attackers only get 1 Humvee on the first base, and it's useless. It's probably my favorite map, because compared to its length, it's a pretty wide map, and just if you just compare it to like Port Valdez, which is like probably the tightest map in Bad Company 2, like, you know, in terms of choke points between the bases, you can see that there are a lot more options that you can use when you're attacking on these maps. There are a lot more flanking routes, which I think all of us love in Battlefield games. And the next thing that you probably realize as soon as you look at the game is how different the tone of the graphics are. The maps in Bad Company 1 are all set in Eastern Europe, and for some reason people who live in Western Europe or in the US think that Eastern Europe is a very gritty, dirty, and ugly place, and it shows in the graphics as well. But I can tell you, because I live in Eastern Europe, that it's nothing like that. It's exactly the same as any other countries. Like, of course, I know some of the lesser developed regions like Africa may look a little bit grittier, but like you know, Hungary, for instance, or Serbia, which some of the maps are set in this game, looks exactly the same as the UK, for instance. You know? So, but still, I think the graphics in this game are a bit more realistic than Bad Company 2's graphics, mostly because some of the graphics in Bad Company 2 are a little bit oversaturated, in my opinion. You always seem to look directly into the beautiful sunshine, which looks nice, but it's like absolutely not realistic. And basically, the only thing that I would absolutely love to have in Bad Company 2 are the maps from this game, because I think overall the games in Battlefield Bad Company 1 were a lot better, mostly because they were wider and you had a lot more options if you were attacking. And strangely enough, although the maps are bigger and you have the same amount of defenders on each map, my win-loss as a defender is much higher in this game. So, you know, logically, the same amount of defenders can hold down a smaller area a lot easier. Still, I think it's mainly because of the different community of the two games. My win-loss is a lot better in Bad Company 1 as a defender. So, you know, that shows how much the community has changed from one game to another. And you know, that's probably the other thing that I would like to have in Bad Company 2 as well, the more dedicated hardcore community. And I'm not trying to bash on casual gamers, but you know, it's just a different type of player, and I don't think hardcore gamers and casual gamers should play together, because none of them will be able to have fun while playing with each other, unfortunately. So you know, most of the games in the Battlefield series before Bad Company 2 were a lot less approachable. They were completely different from any other game, like Call of Duty, for instance. And I hate to compare Battlefield games to Call of Duty, because everyone does that, but you know, I have to. Excuse me. And basically, you know, on the previous Battlefield games, they were just so different from Call of Duty that it was impossible for a Call of Duty player to love Battlefield. So basically, they didn't even bother playing these games, and that has changed with Bad Company 2. And obviously, EA and DICE are trying to take the game in a more approachable direction, so that, you know, it caters to a bigger audience, and that makes perfect sense from a business point of view. But what it means for us gamers is that we will have a lot more Battlefield noobs who won't really go for the objective, and that's something that I don't really like. And that's probably the main reason why I come back so often to play Bad Company 1, because the community in this game is a lot more dedicated, and I've seen a lot of instances where defenders have suicided once they've lost a base, you know, to be able to spawn back immediately at the next base and, you know, set up a strong defense. And that's something you would never see in Bad Company 2, because, you know, people are just way too busy trying to maintain a decent kill death ratio. And basically, the other interesting thing about the map design in Bad Company 1 is that most of the maps were set up in a way that the attackers could easily take the first couple of bases, but after that the last bases were really hard to take. So most games lasted pretty long. It was very rare that the defenders managed to, you know, defend the first base, and it was the same in this game as well. And I'm spoiling the ending for you. We will not be able to take this base, because although I managed to destroy one of the gold crates Oh, by the way, these are not MCOMs in this game, these are actually gold crates. Actually, we were not able to take the other one because it is just so easy for the defenders to you know, completely push the attackers back and not let them come anywhere close. The MCOMs, sorry, gold crates. And oh, another difference. You have friendly fire in regular mode. In Bad Company 1, there is no actually there is no hardcore mode in Bad Company 1, but the friendly fire, it is a bit annoying because, you know, you can easily run over teammates with your tank, and like you see, I've tried to pull out my knife because you can actually pull out your knife in Bad Company 1. It's not like you press it once and you go back to your primary weapon immediately after that, like in Bad Company 2. And I've damaged my teammate, so that's a bit annoying. I mean, minus 10 points, not a big deal, but still, you also have to get used to that. There are a lot of things that are completely different in this game, and that's why it is so interesting in my opinion. And one last thing that I want to talk about is that that most of the maps are a lot more open, and I think that's what Battlefield games should be like. And I hope that, you know, Battlefield 3 is going to be a true sequel, and it will have big open maps like all the previous Battlefield games. But now, before I would finish this commentary, I would like to tell you guys that the podcast with Leon Trotsky and the Fingers Hurt is up for a couple of days now on Don't Revive Me Bro. So if you've watched the last commentary on the first day it came out and you've missed it, then the link is in the description. And I've also started posting some articles that I write on my blog, so if you want to read them, I will also put the link in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think about Bad Company 1, especially if you haven't played it before. And I will talk to you soon. Cheers.